1 second more. Okay. Now you are live on YouTube. Hello, YouTube. Good morning. Mark's here again for one more English immersion at Talk and Talk. Today I'm here with Aurelio, Daphne, Iago, and Ricardo. And our conversation will be about what we do and who we are. Before I start the immersion, let me briefly introduce Talk and Talk. Talk and Talk is not an English school. Talk and Talk is a platform, is a community where we can practice the learning of a second language as English, Spanish, Italian, French, German, and Mandarin. Talk and Talk has a methodology. We focus on getting confident to speak. And we truly believe that following this methodology, anyone can go from scratch to completely fluency in less than 12 months. If Talk and Talk is not a school, I need to say that I'm not a teacher. In fact, I'm a student, as well as all my colleagues here with me today. And leading immersions is just a step in our learning process. I'm here in Talk and Talk for a bit more than a year. I started in August 2024, and since last December, I became a host leading immersions. Nowadays, I lead 3 different moments a week. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, always 9 a.m. Brazilian time. Completing my self-introduction, I live in São Paulo. I'm 48 years old. I'm married, father of 2 girls, teenagers, and twins. I work in the technology field for a long time, more than 30 years. Currently, I'm a project manager. I'm an IT project manager working remotely from Brazil to a company abroad, and I'm part of a globally distributed team using English as my primary language for communication. Aurelio, please introduce yourself.
Okay. Hi, guys. My name is Aurelio. I'm 55 years old. I was born in Italy. I live in Italy. I'm Italian 100%. I'm a labor, nothing goes special nowadays. I working in a small company where we build and sell the chains in all part of the world. I'm married. I haven't a kids. I like to stay here because I have the opportunity to meet with other people, and I think that this is good because in this way I can open my mind a lot, and this is good. And in the same way, because I have the opportunity to practice different languages. I'm host for on Saturday 9 Italian time, logically. I'm host for the English meeting, and in the past I was host for the Italian meeting. But nowadays we haven't a people that have interesting to study and to practice the Italian. That's it.
Aurelio. Iago, please introduce yourself.
Hello guys, good morning. My name is Iago. I am 29. I live in a small town in Ceará called Apoiarés. I live here with my husband and 7 cats. I work as an instructional designer. I love to read in my free time. I like embroidering, and I'm a host here in Talk and Talk. And my schedule is Friday, 6 p.m.
Great, thank you. Daphne?
Good morning, guys. My name is Daphne. I'm 29 years old. I don't have children yet. I work at warehouse in logistic area. I love to read books and watching movies and series. I like to sing with my friends in the karaoke, not professional. And I live in London, and for this reason, I need to improve my English. That's it.
Thank you. Ricardo? I think. Mateus, please.
Hello, guys.
Hello.
Good morning. I'm Mateus. I'm 30 years old. I'm married and I live in Feira de Santana, Bahia. It's a city nearby to Salvador. I'm working with a commercial planning. It's like to search ways in your process or data to improvement your results, make analysis. So that's it. In my free time, I like to run. I like to ride a bike, to watch TV series and movies, and that's it. Thank you.
Great, thank you. Ricardo, are you with us? No. So let's start. I will not share us, I will not split us into rooms. Let's keep all together. Sorry, guys, I lost my concentration. For any reason, Alexa thought that I was talking to her. So let's start. I need a minute more. Alexa started playing music. After pandemic, I can't concentrate in anything but gym, listening to music. I can't work listening music. Before pandemic, I was able to do anything listening music, but nowadays it's already impossible. But let's start. Aurelio, our first question: what was your very first job? And just connecting to the second question, what did you learn from this job that you can still use today?
Yes, I mistakenly left the school when I was 15 years old, and I went to work as a labor on a construction building. In my opinion, the work was very interesting, true, as it's allowed me to have a more open mind in looking for solution and any problem. And to be honest, it was a very beautiful, in my opinion, it was a very beautiful, interesting work because I have the opportunity to discover a different techniques for the building the the house, the scrap away and the warehouse. But in the same time, yes, but in the same times, the bad situation is that we stayed always out in the open air, and we are some problem with the weather because if rain, if there was a wind or the temperature is so cold or so hot, it was a nightmare to stay in the building construction. But fortunately, nowadays, 10 years ago, I decided to change my job, and nowadays I work in the warehouse, where in the factory where we built and we sell the chains, and the situation is so different because I stay inside the warehouse. Yes, I'm a normal labor, but to be honest, I working in office inside the warehouse, and my work is very quiet because I use the PC every day, and I do the documents for the shipment, the materials for the goods of the activity, and this, in my opinion, is good. I learn with thanks my previously work. I learned to use my mind in a different way, and this is good because every times we have a problem for the jobs or for the production, I work with my mind a lot, and always I find the best solution to resolve the problem. And this is good because I think that nowadays the people don't, not all the people, but the people have a problem to think and to find the correct solution for the problems. That's it. You are mute.
Thank you. Thank you, Aurelio. Daphne, what was your first job, and what did you learn from that first job that you can still use today?
Yeah, my first job was in the library. I organized the books and I managed the enters and the exit of the books. And I learned to like to read old books, and I appreciate more the old books and the libraries, because I didn't like it, but after this work I passed to like more and spend more my time reading instead just in scrolling my phone.
Great. I have a special care about library because it was in a library that I decided my career. I was 11 years old, many years ago. I was in a library, in a large library in my city, and it was the very first time when I had the opportunity to see a PC being used. And I realized that it could make magic to help librarians. It was a very large library, and the librarian could, in just some, not clicks, because it's before Windows, it's before the use of mouse, with some taps on the keyboard, she could help me find the book that I need. And then I realized, oh, I need to work with this because computers give people better lives, better experience. So my very first job was as a technology teacher. I was 16 or 17. It was the very beginning use of computer by families. So I used to teach them on how to use the basics. And what I learned from this very first opportunity was the importance to share knowledge, to understand, to create connections with my students, understand what do they need to learn, what were their challenges, and help them share my knowledge and help them to achieve what they were aiming for. And that is what I do until today in my job. I try to connect with people, understand what do they need, find the better way to achieve that goal, and we go together. Nowadays, I feel that always when I share some knowledge, I learn much more as a result. So that is the reason why I'm so I can say that I'm so still in love with my profession, with my career. Iago, it's your turn. Your very first job, and what did you learn from that job that you can use until today?
My very first job, I worked all my teenage years with my parents. They are entrepreneurs, so I was doing a little bit of everything, but I was mostly the cashier of the store.
Nice.
And I don't know. For me, it was a little bit traumatizing, because having business in family is always something really tricky. And I don't know, the the problems in work was brought to the house, and problems in house were brought to the work. And it was not that good for me. And I think that's why I'm so averse to the idea of being an entrepreneur, I think, because of it, because I don't know, the whole stress working with the family and all the things mixed together. That honestly, I don't know how to answer the second question. I don't know what I learned exactly that I still use for now. But later with my degree, I used to be a teacher for a few years, 5, 6 years, I think, after I graduated. And it's something that I use in my current job now that I am an instructional designer. I still work with education, but specifically with instructional design now. I think that for me is always about uh, making a big information or something difficult to understand in little pieces that people can understand properly when they are consuming the contents that we build. And yeah, I think that for me is that not about the very first job, but about the second.
Maybe about the very first job, what you learned is not to work with family. And I agree with that because how can you hire someone that you can fire later if you need? It's hard. If you fire someone from your family, maybe you have a family trouble. So it's hard. And you, Mateus?
My first job was in university. I work in a junior company as a
Nice.
junior. So I stayed there for 5 years. A lot of positions, training, consultant, director. So it's a very good time. We make a lot of projects to companies in the market. I learned a lot, mainly soft skills like communication, relationship with others, leader people. Sometimes the junior company, I was director president, so I leaded 30 peoples, and it was amazing experience. And this experience opened so many doors. My second job, for example, is because know I know someone for junior company. My third job is because I know someone for junior company. So it's a amazing experience and a lot of so much. It's a good time.
Great. Ju- Junior companies from universities are the best way for you to understand the markets and how companies work. It's it's interesting how you got great time from this experience. Congratulations. And last but not least, Ricardo.
Hi guys, nice day. I'm sorry for my late. Uh, my first job was assistant helper for a builder, and I do a lot of different things, painting houses, uh, fix some problems on structures, walls, this kind of thing. That's it.
And what did you learn from this job
Yeah,
that you
yeah.
can use until today?
Uh, The life is naked. Yeah. Yeah, the life is hard, my friend.
Yeah, that
Sometimes
is.
you have to take. I like it. So, but yeah, sometimes on is normally on in each thing, which situation in your life have a good side and a bad side. So there are some things that's nice. I believe that's the job is more flexible regarding time, but there are other situations hard. So certainly,
Working in an office with air conditioning
yeah,
is a is an advantage.
yeah.
Okay. Daphne, question number 3. Do you think people should work in what they love, or is stability more important for you?
Yeah, I think stability is important, but the more important is work for love because you need to have a motivation to do the same thing every day. Without love, you are not happy. You have so many lazy to wake up and go to work, and you not work well. You do the bad things and you're unhappy reflecting in your work.
Makes sense. And you, Iago, for you, what's more important?
think I'm really between the two options because I think that I think that for me, stability is more important than necessarily doing something that I really love because work is still work and it's not great all the time. And for me, being in a stable environment and being paid properly is more important than necessarily doing something that I really love. But I think that doing something that I like is better to connect because, for example, as I said, I used to be a teacher for a few years, and I didn't. And it wasn't my first choice of profession, but when you do uh, a degree in some kind of licenciatura, as we call in Brazil, the first option is go to schools and teach or the academic life, go pursue a master, a doctoral degree, something like that. And and for me now, I feel that I am happier with my work than I was before, but it's, it's not necessarily something that if I would change my mind someday, I would suffer from it. But I think that it's important to relate somehow with the work that you do, or even find purpose in other things that you do that is not only in your job. That's why for me, for example, hobbies are really something really important to have because I can run away to other things when something is not great in my work. I can do other things for myself and be happy with it and not being paid necessarily for that something. But yeah, I'm between the two, but I think that stability and being paid properly is more important than really what I do.
Great. What do you think about it, Aurelio?
Yes. First of all, I think, no, I'm sure that nowadays the work is a necessity imposed by the modern society. In reality, people could work fewer hours a day and they still live very well. But unfortunately, today the society is in this way and we have the necessity to work. I think that for us, it's necessary both. it's necessary to have a beautiful work where a beautiful job where you stay very well. You stay very well with your colleagues. You have example, in my case, I have a good relation with my colleagues. My work is very interesting because I have the opportunity to sharing sometimes with our clients, and I have the opportunity to speak regarding different topics. And this relation with the public, I think that is so important. And in the same way for us, because we have the necessity, we have the family, it's necessary to have a good, a correct salary, because nowadays I speak always regarding the Italian situation. The salary is are very poor, and the family, the people have a problem to arrive at the end of the month. For this reason, these two things they are so important. In fact, if you have a beautiful work but you don't have a correct salary, you have a problem. And for this reason, every days when you go in the factory, you don't stay happy, you don't stay very quiet, and this is so important. But nowadays the situation is so difficult. I think that nowadays it's so impossible for us to have both situation in a good condition. But the reality is this here in Italy, logically. That's it.
Uh, in a in a perfect world, we should could find a balance between both. But in real life, we all need to find stability. I agree. As Daphne, I think that it's important to work with something that you love, that you find and enjoy. But having stability is important. When you become adult, you need to find stability, because that is something that I always talk to my daughters. They don't need to care about this today because they have dad and mom thinking about this for them. But in any moment in their future, they will need to think about it, to care about it, and to find their stability. And if you can find this balance, it's important. But at the end of the day, I agree with you that stability will be heavier in this balance. Ricardo, my friend, share your thoughts with us, please.
Let me see. I believe that I don't know, but sometimes I observe a specific person is hated for every people. Normally, boss, leaders, but this person is another human, and I remember a specific guy was hated for a lot of people in my job, but for a coincidence, this person is a friend from a friend of mine. So, in the normally, this person don't really know the situation, but this person always tell a lot of good things regarding this person. So, and the suddenly this person became sick and finally died. So this situation tell me a lot of things regarding our life. And our real life is life outside from the job or not. The values should be the same. Doesn't matter what kind of situation. When you are a worker or when you are a father, doesn't matter. So these kind of values are so important, independent. Sometimes it's hard because you have to make some decisions in your job and affect people around of you. But yeah, when you are a honest person and try to do your best, that's a nice situation. That's it.
Great, I agree. Mateus, please share your thoughts about question number 3 and then answer the question number 4 too, please.
Okay. About number 3, nowadays I think we don't need work. We should work in. We don't need should work in what we love. Of course, if good, it will be very good if working something I love, and most important, I don't work something I hated. Yeah, I think it's more important. Don't do
Good
that.
point.
Yeah. Or something I am very afraid. For example, someone is afraid about blood. Oh, don't work in hospital, please. Don't be a doctor or something that. So for me, we need to work in something we are good. So if you are a very creative person working in this area, look to your skills, look to what you are good, and move in direction to areas, and you can put these skills in field. So for me, it's important to do that, of course, and gain stability. It's more and more, it's really good, because in the real life, uh, when bills come, when the situations is hard, no, you have a good salary, no, you have a conditions to treat someone or something. It's a important thing. So for me, it's that. And about question number 4, have you ever had a dream job in mind? I don't know, because it's the phrase someone talked to me once. Do what you love every day, and you don't love this more. So I think if I'm traveling and share with people my travel um, with food of local, with good attractions, it's a really dream job, I think. But I don't know if after a lot of time with that, I will love, because the responsibility to do that every day, it's hard. But I will say that.
Great points. And Iago, have you ever had a dream job in mind? And if so, what it was your dream job?
I Not necessarily a dream job. I think that when I was trying to figure it out what to do exactly that makes sense for me, I was more looking for, I don't know, something that makes sense for me, a good environment. I think that for me, something really important is the connection with the people that I work also, because I don't know, that makes the daily life work easier for me, when you have good connections with people. But I would say that maybe my dream job is to work abroad now. That's my goal, for example, for the next years. So that's my dream job. I still want to work with instructional design because that makes sense for me now. And my goal for that, like a dream job, is to work abroad, I would say, and that's, of course, is related to better payment. Basically, that's.
Great. And you, Daphne?
Yeah, my dreams, it was to be an actress and work in musicals like a Mamma
Nice.
Mia or Lion King, and yeah, or working in Globo, SBT, I don't know. But
Amazing.
I'm older, I'm older, and it's just in dreams. Yeah.
Do you probably have read about the age of the founder of KFC and many others? We are never too old to start anything in our lives, and you are too young. You are under 30 yet. But just to not lose the opportunity to, you shared with us before that you like to sing, but to be in this kind of musical, you need to dance too. Are you a dancer too?
Yes, I'm a dancer. I did
Amazing.
the ballet for a long
Oh,
time. Yeah,
amazing, amazing. Follow your dream.
yeah.
Amazing. And you, Aurelio?
Yeah, this is so beautiful. When I was young, my biggest dream and my biggest job, like today, but it's impossible, is to do an astronaut because in this way I had the opportunity to do a lot of things. I have the opportunity to meet with other people in a different country, and because in that time I had the possibility to work with a lot of technology. And first of all, I have the opportunity to fly with a different airplanes. I had the opportunity to fly around the earth. And I think that in this way I can do very special experiences. But unfortunately, it was impossible for me. And now I'm so close to the retired that I don't think regarding a new job. I think to stay in relax for all day and use all my free time for my interesting, for my gym activity, for my sport, because I think that the best way for the people is to appreciate the life, the normal life. And in my case, I love to stay in the nature, and in this way, I have had the opportunity to stay in the nature very, very quiet. And this is important. And to have a lot of time to do a meeting on Talk and Talk, because I like to stay here and to read a different books because I love to read books, different books, different topics, because in this way I can improve my knowledge, and this is so important. That's it.
Great. Um, and you, Ricardo?
Uh, well, I believe that uh, stability not really exist. Doesn't matter. Yeah, maybe if you are a public worker, nowadays is different, change a little bit. The stability is less harder, but exists. Uh, but even in this kind of job, don't have real stability in certain circumstances. For example, my brother work is a public worker and they work in a field that's weird. For example, I'm a employee from a private company. I have a kind of private uh, contract. For example, every year I have a kind of raise because of the inflation, other stuffs. And well, if you understand, have some kind of problem, I could hire a lawyer and the protest with this specific company. But in case of my brother, your boss is the judge. So it's there is a perspective different because a lot of people don't really understand or don't really know regarding this situation. But for example, the first step or the second step, I'm not sure how to say that's in English, primeira instância ou segunda instância. So, in my brother used to say that first of all, they lose in the first instance and the second instance is automatically because the judge, uh, for example, there are regional, federal uh, judges. So in this case, for example, Santos, there are regional judges in the federal judges from second instance. So in this case, you lose in the both instances. So in this case, you have to request help for the third instance. So in this case, it's hard regarding I forgot the name, assédio moral. This kind of thing occurs a lot in certain situations. So in this case, doesn't I a lot of people used to say that the the first, let me say, uh, the when you love something and you have to work with this thing, is easier to transform love and hate. So is hard, but I believe that when you love something, for example, I a lot of times I think in Romero Brito. This guy, I remember 2012, this guy earned $80 million in a year, just in 2012. So I think a long time ago, when he was a child, he wake up in the morning and think, well, let me see, I needed to paint a picture or make a sculpture, this kind of thing. And nowadays, I don't know, this guy uh, do particularly the same thing. Wake up early morning, have had a breakfast, and suddenly I need to paint a picture. I don't know. Is this kind of routine is aggressive sometimes. So, but if you really love, I don't know, maybe you make a trip to the Greek or Paris, pass some time, a month, and come back to your job, and the love maybe wake up. That's it, guys. I'm sorry to talk a lot.
Okay, guys. Daphne, please. I think we have time for just one more question. Choose our next question. Read and answer, please.
Yeah, the number 8. If you didn't need money, what kind of
Please.
work would you do? So I wouldn't work. I just live my life in the paradise, in the island. I take the wives. I don't know. I create my own farm and plant the trees. Yeah, I think that's it.
Choose someone to answer next, please.
Yeah, Aurelio.
Yes, thanks. I totally agree with Daphne. If I haven't the necessity to work, I use my time to do a lot of trip in different places in the world with my family, logically, and because in this way I have the opportunity to discover a lot of places very special, and I have the opportunity to stay very quiet without a problem because nowadays we have a lot of problem because we have the interaction with a very bad person. But sometimes if you don't have the necessity to work or you don't have the necessity to have a lot of money, you can stay very quiet without a problem. I think that is the perfect life. In my case, to stay in the nature and to have a lot of free time to use it for my hobby, for my passion, for to have the opportunity to stay and relax, and this is important. And to do a sport because it's important to have a good body, good flexibility. Because in my case, I hope to do. I'm more or less in the middle of my life, and my body nowadays is in the middle. Is not young, but is not old, and it's important to have a good sport activity because in this way I have a good flexibility and is good. That's it, guys.
Great. Choose someone to answer.
Yes,
Please, Lorena.
Iago, please, it's your turn now.
Question number 8, right?
Yes.
I think that I am with Daphne and Aurelio. I think that if I didn't need money, I not exactly start doing everything related to work because I think that somehow we find other passions, I think, to work on and things that make sense for us. But I think that I would really take some time to enjoy and travel and explore my hobbies and read a lot of books that I have in my list. And I don't know, try to explore some passion to understand what makes sense for me now that in this situation that I have a lot of money and I don't need necessarily to work. Uh, but maybe I think that my plan will be similar to Daphne, like live in a little farm. My husband loved the idea of having like a little chicken house, in the yard because he loved chickens. And, and yeah, I think that it will be that. But I will still try to find other thing to do, other passion. It will probably be something related to, I don't know, to cats, maybe.
Great. Choose someone, please. Iago.
Oh, Mateus, go on.
I like this idea. I think I will work in projects, small projects for a time. For example, in 1 year, I just want to travel about this continent, immersion of this culture, and know people, know food. In another year, I will focus and run a marathon. So now I'm too focused to that. I will train, I will eat very well. So it's that in another year. So I think I will explore a lot of options, hobbies, and um, create a routine because it's very important. It's very good to be a routine, but I will free to change and explore a lot of things I have now. So for me, it's that, and I think now it's Ricardo, your turn.
I have to go, but it's possible to answer. I believe dream job, in my opinion, should be win the lottery. That's the best job that you got.
Great.
That that is, my friend. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you.
Bye
Thank you,
bye.
Ricardo. Guys, for me, if money wasn't a problem for me, but it's still keeping a problem uh, for anyone else, living in a country like Brazil where people lacks good education, I would probably find some time to work on some projects. I like the idea of Mateus to work on projects I'm familiar with, but I would find some time to work on a project to give these people a possibility to have better education, so they could work, they could find ways to develop themselves better opportunities in their lives. So that would be for me. For sure, I would love to travel a lot, spend more time with my family, caring about my hobbies. In the past, I jumped at the question number 4, dream job. In the past, when I was turning to 40, I decided to leave my career in IT and start my own restaurant. And I spent almost a year in this structuring this idea and working in a business plan. And at the end, I realized that to run a restaurant or to run any kind of business, you need to be the owner, not the top employer, as a cooker, as a chef in a restaurant. So I realized that, okay, I will be here, but if I don't have a partner to run the business for me, I can't be in the kitchen. I need to be at the office. So looking for long-time stability, I come back to my IT career. So in the future, if money isn't a problem, I would probably find also a time to cook more, maybe to in that project of sharing education with other people. I would probably run some classes about cooking, and that's it. But I think that the most amazing in this condition is not to caring about the bills. In my left, there is a large pile of bills that I need to pay, and this sometimes costs my sleep time. So having the security to not care about this probably is amazing. I didn't find this condition yet, but let's keep working on. Guys, thank you so much for today's immersion. I have shared the link to the survey in the chat, and I would love to hear from you your feedback. Have a great day and a great rest of week too. Hope you have enjoyed as much as I did.
Thank you. Bye. See
Bye,
you.
Thank you, guys.
guys. Bye,
Bye.
Yeah,
Marcos.
guys.
See
Bye
you.
bye.
Bye.
Good to see you.